A predominantly young Newberry side showed some promising signs in the attack, but unfortunately it wasn't at the key junctures they needed it to be in a 3-1 setback to visiting Badger on Thursday night in a Northeastern Athletic Conference headliner. The Black Knights looked really good in the attack from the hour mark on. I liked a lot of what I was seeing, and that was definitely a positive. Unfortunately, they were behind at that point 3-0, and that's an awfully tough uphill battle to climb. I know that Badger has graduated a ton. It's not quite the regional caliber side and state-ranked side that maybe we're used to from years past. Division III teams from this area seeing them in the postseason, but they're still a very good, solid athletic side, and they showed that in this match as they built a 3-0 lead. Three big things really stood out to me from the opening 40, just as far as constructive criticism for the Black Knights. And I know this will come along. It's a side that's starting 5 freshmen, and they're starting 11 for crying out loud. I know this will come along, and I really look forward to the development of the side. But stressing just constructive criticism, I think the 3 things that stood out to me from the opening 40, number 1 was defensive third positioning. When you have set pieces, free kicks from midfield, or you have service from midfield, it's tough. You don't want to get caught flat-footed as a center back or an outside back watching the service go over the top, especially when the opposition, like Badger does, has some pace up top. Unfortunately, it led to some tough situations for Newberry where they were kind of chasing the game a little bit there in the opening 40, and it led to the opening goal. Set piece, free kick chipped into the box, guy comes in unmarked, slots is finished to make it a 1-0, and that's a tough situation to be in, but I'm sure that'll be cleaned up as the season goes along. The number 2 thing was from that opening 40 was the touches from midfield. You'd see Newberry win some balls in midfield nicely, maybe play one touch and then play a through ball, play route 1 soccer. And while that ambition is good, you want that ambition to be selective. I think Newberry was playing a little bit better, and that was evident after the hour mark. When you started to see them play more of a 2-touch game through midfield, try to maximize width a little bit through the attack into the offensive third. Once they started to do that, you started to see a little bit more consistency and quality in the attack. They generated 6 shots on target in the second half, and if they would have shown that for 80 minutes, you're going to see that out of a young side where you maybe don't see that for 80 minutes. But when you saw that for the last 20 minutes of this match, it was very promising, and hopefully that'll carry over. But when you have that 2-touch midfield game going, you can exploit wide play. And yes, I understand Newberry plays on a narrow football field, and there's only so much wide play that you can exploit. But at the same time, when Badger was operating with the spacing that they were in the defensive third, packing numbers into the box, there are opportunities out wide. And I think you started to see when they got those runs going for the Black Knights out wide, you started to see a couple touches played, it would go out wide. You started to see the quality improve a little bit more, and they were able to grab a goal there after it was a 3-0 deficit. Julian Circla with a PK to make it a 3-1 match, and but that was as close as they got. But I really like this young side. I like a lot of what I saw. Freshman striker Tino Johnson really made an impression for me up top. Tough young man. Bob Fitz was telling me after the match that this is his first year playing competitive soccer, and a lot of what he's doing out there on the field is stuff that he learned playing video games, and that's a really cool narrative to see. And he's among the leading scorers for Newberry, and he does a really nice job out there. Came back a couple times after some hard tackles in this match, showed some tenacity coming back into the match, and that's definitely a credit to the young man, part of that freshman class that Newberry's looking to build around. And again, when they have that possession game going, they're going to be fine. I really like what I'm seeing from this team. They won 1 match the last 2 years. Last year, they played Badger. They lost 9-0 and 8-0. They come out here tonight against Badger and play a very competitive 3-1 match. This program is going in the right direction. That's a great thing for Newberry. That's a great thing for area soccer. And I think that's the overwhelming positive coming out of a 3-1 setback to Badger on Thursday.